Lawyers for disgraced cyclist Lance Armstrong asking a federal judge to dismiss a $120 million whistleblower lawsuit that accuses him and others of defrauding his former team sponsor, the U.S. Postal Service. It is Wednesday, July 24th. Welcome to Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. Join us now are Reed Albergotti and Vanessa O'Connell, two WSJ reporters. They've been following the story since the beginning, and they have a book coming out on Armstrong in October. It is called Wheelmen. I encourage everybody to go out and buy it and read it. Or just at least buy it, right? That's what we care about.
That's the most important thing.
Was this expected for Lance to do this, Reed?
Yeah, this was actually put on the court schedule earlier in July. So yesterday, Tuesday, was the deadline for filing motions to dismiss, and that's sort of the natural progression of any lawsuit. Of course, the defendant's going to say the judge should just totally throw this out, not even allow it to go forward.
So, Vanessa, refresh us if we've forgotten in the spate of all the news that's happening. Armstrong stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles last year. He admitted when to using performance-enhancing drugs.
He admitted on Oprah Winfrey, I think it was January 18th, 17th or 18th, in a 2-part show,
right.
Essentially. He did not provide a lot of details during that interview, so he did leave a lot of questions unanswered, but he admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs during each of the 7 Tour de France victories. Now, this legal battle actually stems from a lawsuit that was filed by Armstrong's ex-teammate, Floyd Landis, in 2010. So Floyd filed a whistleblower lawsuit, essentially accusing Armstrong and several of his associates of defrauding the U.S. government, the U.S. Postal Service, by taking the sponsorship money that the Postal Service put in and cheating to win. Now, the government has joined that lawsuit. So essentially there's 2 lawsuits here. Floyd's lawsuit against Armstrong and his associates, and the government's lawsuit against Armstrong and his associates. A couple of them anyway.
Financially, what would Floyd Landis get as a whistleblower if his suit was successful?
The contract over these from 1995 to 2004 was $40 million. Now, in whistleblower cases, if the plaintiff wins, if Landis wins, the government could get $120 million, and Landis could actually get a portion of that, up to 1/3.
The 25-page rebuke of the allegations put forth, and this was what was filed by Armstrong's lawyers. Give us some of the juicier details that were in that.
Well, it's actually pretty fascinating. I mean, the big thrust here is that Armstrong's saying the Postal Service should have known. There were allegations out there. You know, he was being accused. There was an investigation in France by French police, which is sort of funny because he was steadfastly denying this for so many years. And really, so many people bought into that or say that they bought into that. Now, on the flip side, there's a sort of opposing viewpoint here in another motion to dismiss filed by the owner of Armstrong's team, the investment banker Thomas Weisel. Now, Weisel's saying there's no proof that I knew anything. So you have these 2 opposing viewpoints.
It's fascinating. And if Armstrong actually, Vanessa, has to pay, like what will ultimately, if this lawsuit against him, what will happen? Like what will he have to pay?
I believe it's some of the figures that we've seen. The government is asking $100 million.
Yeah, I mean,
about $100 million. But, you know, it's possible this case may be dismissed. I mean, that is a possibility. It's possible it may settle for less than that. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But they're asking for some pretty significant damages.
Well, there's another defendant, Bernil. The government's also filed against Johan Bernil, who is the team director of the U.S. Postal Team. So it could be shared. Obviously, Armstrong is the one with the deep pockets of those 2.
Right.
And if Floyd Landis, his lawsuit, you know, goes forward against Tom Weisel's also got deep pockets, and he could share in some of the damages potentially.
Yeah. And I would like to add that Armstrong has some pretty heavy-duty lawyers. He's got Kecker and Van Nest representing him in this. They wrote a pretty interesting filing. So it will be a pretty ferocious legal battle.
Interesting. Well, we will continue to follow that with both of you. Reed Albergotti, Vanessa O'Connell. Their book's due out in October. It's called Wheelmen. Thanks so much for being with us, guys. Appreciate it.